Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Dev's Kingdom. This is Jacob. In today's tutorial, we're going to show you a small reasoning model called SmallThinker-3B from Qwen team. And from their metrics, this model seems outperforming GPT-4O, which is very interesting. So in this tutorial, we're going to show you how to build it on Kaggle latest kernel with Ollama and OpenWebUI. So that being said, let's get started. So if you go to Bartowski's Hugging Face repo, there are a lot of quantized versions, so you can use this for Ollama testing. So and then you can also directly download from Ollama, but Ollama seems to have less quantized models, so this is pretty good. So let's just use this one. Let's go to Kaggle notebook and create a notebook called Ollama OpenWebUI, and then what we have to do first is to try to make sure the conda is installed or it's not installed. So because right now, if you look at the conda installation, the latest kernel doesn't have conda. So you have to install conda in this case because the default Kaggle doesn't have Python 3.11, which is required by OpenWebUI. So you have to install OpenWebUI with Python 11 and you have to install Python 3.11. To do that, first install conda and install conda by creating a directory in the working directory, and then we do a get to get the latest miniconda 3 from Anaconda's website and dump it to miniconda 3 miniconda sh file. So this is going to create a script to install miniconda. Then make sure you download basically run this miniconda script and dump everything to miniconda 3 folder which you created. Then just remove the script because you don't need that anymore, and then do a conda init, so to initiate everything for conda. And then after that, make sure that you also update the path for the environment you're going to create with miniconda. So we're going to create a virtual environment called Python 3.11. So this is the path it's going to be created if you want the Python 3.11 as a virtual environment. So, and then add this bin folder to the path. Also, make sure you update the system path as well. This system path is going to be used for looking Python pip packages. So make sure you also have this virtual environment lib Python 3.11 set packages added to system path. So this is all very important environment updates. So make sure add the path and the system path for the new virtual environment you are going to create. So after that, make sure you check the system path. Those paths exist. So that being said, let's continue. After everything is updated, you're good to create this conda virtual environment. So let's first run the conda create. So you don't have to run conda or create alias conda. Just use the absolute path from the installation of miniconda 3 and then run this conda and then create this virtual environment with Python 3.11 as the default Python version. And then after that, make sure you also install PyTorch and PyTorch CUDA. So this is maybe optional, but just install it in case you need it. And then we have to map everything from this new virtual environment we created to the default Python environment. So because remember, Kaggle latest kernel doesn't have conda, so you have to map everything to the default Python binaries. And if you have conda, we have other tutorials. We'll show you or demo. We have demoed in the past, so I'll paste all this video links in the description. But in this latest kernel, just map everything to default Python environment. So first, you have to create a soft link with the Python 3.11 Python to the Python 3B folder, and also make sure everything that I showed in here is got mapped. After that, make sure you also map the Python 3.11 pip. So to do that, so first remove the default pip and do a soft link from the new environment pip to the default pip, and then also do the same thing for the pip3. So and then let's continue. After everything is set up, so make sure you can run all these different verification script so that you can see that Python is updated to 3.11. And then you can see also, if you run everything inside this cell, you can see everything still point to Python 3.10, but that's okay because we're gonna actually map everything to 3.11. So if you look at the import site using python.c, you can see that this is actually mapped to the new virtual environment we created. So this is going to basically make sure that everything that you're going to install later is going to be installed in the virtual environment that you created. So not the one that that basically set up in the Kaggle default Python set packages or distribution packages folder. So then after this is all ready, and then you have to install Ollama. So make sure just create a function to run bash command within Python, then run this single line command to install Ollama. And also this is actually from the official documentation. Then everything should be spin up, and then also just run Ollama serve to run Ollama in the backend. After that, just do Ollama pull from the Bartolsky repo, which is the SmallThinker-3B GGUF 4-bit model. After you do the installation of this model, run Ollama list check, so you can see that this is actually installed in this notebook. And it only has 2 gigs, which is very good. So it's very small. And also, because we want to run everything in OpenWebUI, so that you have to do this git clone OpenWebUI. So make sure that's installed in the Kaggle working directory. You can also use other directory as I demoed in other videos, but in this video, we just do everything in the default Kaggle working folder. After it's done, then basically go to this OpenWebUI folder and then create a .environment file, then write everything to this environment file, which is the OpenWebUI configuration. We're gonna use Ollama in this demo. So basically, we're gonna use the localhost 11434, which is Ollama default localhost port. And then we have to install the front end for the OpenWebUI. So first, because the Node.js in Kaggle is outdated, so make sure you use npm to install the latest Node version. So this is actually gonna install a Node and make sure install Node stable. You can see that Node is updated to Node 22. So you got a good Node version, and then go to this OpenWebUI folder and do a npm install, npm run build. So this will build everything for OpenWebUI front end. Then go to their backend, install all the dependencies using pip install our requirements. So this is going to install everything, all the dependencies for OpenWebUI in the backend. And then after everything's set up, we have to install ngrok to expose everything within the notebook to the outside. So turn on everything to the public, which you can see from here. So this is the demo we created, we used for this tutorial. And after that, you have to install grok. So when you install grok, make sure you install pygron grok and ngrok, then use the ngrok token, paste ngrok token from ngrok console. Then you map everything from the public URL, which is 0A9E that we're gonna demo right now. We can see that's a real URL. You can see this is a real URL, right? We refresh the page. This is real URL, and then you can see that's actually mapped in here. So we're gonna map this URL to localhost 8080. This is the node port for the OpenWebUI node port. Then you can actually start OpenWebUI, go to the OpenUI backend, run a bash start message, and that's it. So this is how you actually build the latest OpenWebUI with the latest Kaggle kernel. So you can see that everything is spin up on 8080. So this is actually where you're gonna map to your public URL. So let's go to the set with spin up for this demo. You can see that I just did a test for hello, so the model is working and is using SmallThinker-3B. So a few tests we're gonna run for this model. The first one, we're gonna write a Python function that takes a list of integers and return the sum of all even numbers in the list. So let's copy paste the prompt and then paste it here. So you can see this works very well because it's very small. So you can see this is really fast. copy this code, go to index, Google index, paste it, and then let's run a print function to print the results. So for example, we're going to print some even numbers, and let's say copy the numbers, say 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we simply just do a test here. You can see the 6, 206, so that's a pass. Very good. Let's mark it to a pass. So the second question we're going to ask is for solve the following problem. If a train travels at 60 miles for 2.5 hours and increases speed to 75 for the next 1.5 hours, what's the total distance traveled? So let's try that question. Let's paste the prompt here. Very good, this is 2.5. Very good. So let's mark that as pass. Then, third question, we try to generate a SVG code for the simple butterfly shape. So we build a SVG image for a butterfly. Let's try that. Okay, so I think this is not really a butterfly, even though it's kind of close, but not a butterfly. Let's say this is not a pass, in fact. So let's mark that not pass. So fourth question, I can see that basically we have 3 gallons of jug and a 5 gallon jug. How can I measure exactly 4 gallons of water? Right? Oh, still thinking, interesting. Maybe this is too complicated of questions, so it just takes way too long. So we're gonna stop this question right now because it seems there's just too many reasoning going on here, and it doesn't seem to change too much of the shape. So let's just move on with the question. So let's stop it right here. So you can stop it. So we'll stop generating, and let's go to the next question. In fact, let's mark it as a not pass because it's taking too long, and then let's go to the next question, which is have 3 gallons jug and a 5 gallons jug. How can I measure exactly 4 gallons of water? Let's copy and paste the question. So there's just so many reasons going on here, but I think they got the idea. I just stopped this question. It's taking way too long. Let's stop it. And then let's mark that as a pass, but go to the next question. So, what's the capital city of a country whose name ends with Laya? I'm referring to the country name here. Let's test this question. Okay, this is way too crazy. Like, let's just stop it and go to the next question. So the next question I'm going to test is 3307 a prime? So let's mark that as a not pass. says to determine if the number is a prime. You check again. Okay. So this is actually taking way too long. Sometimes it's just getting too much thinking, which is kind of bad or kind of good. But we're gonna stop this question. So it's too much. Let's go to the next question. So let's mark that as a not pass, because if it's taking too long, I don't think that's a good answer. So let's not mark it not pass. So the seventh question. So I have two apples. I buy two more, then they can buy two of the apples after eating half the pie. How many apples do I have left? Let's try that one. Should be two, that's correct. So let's mark that as a pass. So Sally is a girl. She has three brothers. Each of the brothers have the same two sisters. How many sisters does Sally have? Let's try that one. But also one, that's correct. So let's mark that as a pass. So 9, could a Python program that prints that next year's leap years based on the user's input? Let's just copy one of the solution and try it on IDX to see if that works, because it's just taking too much. They try to improve itself too frequently, and then let's try that and see if that works. No space left on the device. Okay, interesting. You enter the number of years you want it, like 3 years. This is correct. Seems to be doing the right thing. So let's mark that as a pass. So I think the last question and test is create a landing page for a company. So let's stop this previous one. Assume that works. Let's try the next one. There's too much reasoning. So sometimes I think it's not really a good idea to actually do too much reasoning. So okay, let's go to the next question. So I think it's doing the right thing. So let's just mark that as a pass. So overall, I think if you look at the results of this new SmallThinker model, I think they got 70% of the questions correct. So 7 out of the 10 questions correct. So hopefully this is helpful. If you do like this video, and if this is something that's helpful to you, then please subscribe, like, or comment. If you have any questions, thank you so much for supporting this channel. See you in the next one.